So now you run a business. I know we talked about this. You come from a family of entrepreneurs, right? So can you tell them what's the business that you're running?
So I'm in like the event space industry. I'm also like in the prop for hire. Those that don't know prop for hire is like event rentals. So people pretty much like rent props for like the events. So pretty much like sweet sixteens, weddings, baptisms, bar mitzvahs, like the whole nine yards. Any kind of event you could think of, we provide. Like we've done like regular parties, we've done club parties, personal parties, the whole nine yards, like
So,
chairs, tables, custom props,
so,
stages, and all of
so I
that.
just want to make sure we caught you right. You have an event space.
Yeah,
You have an actual space, and it's in what city in New York?
Brooklyn.
So you have an event space in Brooklyn. Does it have a capacity? Like, so in Rhode Island, we have like capacities for every venue. How many people sitting down, how many people standing up can fit into a venue? Do you guys have that as well?
Yeah, ours is 150. It's called, we call it a certificate of occupancy.
Okay, perfect. So
150.
that's a really good solid number. 150 people in one space is a really good number. It's not too out of control, right? It's not too small where it's like 30 people, right? So that's a really good number. As far as like from my background, when I was doing party promotion, like a buck 50 was like a nice little starter night.
Yeah.
And as far as the prop, you said they're called prop rentals.
They
So
call them
this is
they call them prop for hire. So I
okay, prop
mean,
for hire.
yeah. So if you like technically, I call them event rentals, but like the proper name is prop for hire because you kind of like hiring a prop kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And I
Uh,
think I could show them. I think I could show them on Facebook. If they're on Facebook, I have like a little bit more of a sophisticated platform, so I can actually show them. Can you tell me the name of your website? Okay, I found it. So I'm gonna actually show them what's the deal, so that they can see. Um, this ain't it. Hold on, let me just change this real quick. Screen share. Boom, 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 boom. So here is your actual website. I'm showing it on the Facebook page so people can see it. So we got like this power, like if you let me just show y'all because on Instagram you guys aren't gonna be able to see everything. So I'll just show you guys here, right? This is this is his actual company website here. And so, just so you guys can understand what he means by prop for hire, right? So all those beautiful decorations you see at events, this is what he's talking about. These are all his events, right? And if we do a quick close up, if you guys out there, can anybody recognize who that is right there? Can we recognize? Can you tell them who that is in case they're not on the Facebook and not on the Instagram and can't see who it is?
so for those who don't know, that's Yandy. We did she did like a community event that she got rentals from like the flower wall, the sofa, the balloon garland, and we did the decor for that event. But we also worked with a couple of people that you guys may know as well.
You want to drop some names?
Um,
Look at the boy Ken Major right here. Look at the boy.
we actually did events for
Is this your event? Is this your event space right here that you're setting up? Or at an event space? Is this you guys?
our event space is, but that's our we're setting up our props there.
Okay, so this is you setting up a prop at a space.
Yeah.
And this is the man right here that we speaking to on here. So go ahead, let us know what you were saying.
We people like we worked with Dream Doll. We actually did we worked with Little Baby's Icebox event. I think about like 2 years ago in Atlanta. We actually drove from New York to Atlanta. We
Oh
drove with
wow.
two vans. We did Little Baby's event 1 week, and then 2 weeks later we did Jada's makeup launch, her Moon cosmetic launch.
Okay, that's dope.
We went to Atlanta back like 2 weeks back to back. We worked with Dream Doll. Just last week we did an event with an influencer called Chanel. Her name is Chanel. Who else we worked with? Who else we worked with? That's who I can think of right now at the moment.
That's dope. Dope.
Um, but we worked with a lot of different people, and we're still working. We're trying to get our business out there.
No, for sure, for sure. I completely understand that. Um, Lord have mercy. So my bad. I have like really bad allergies. Whoa, my eyes freaking killing me. All right, so I'm my bad. I'm just trying to show your stuff here. What is this? This is a LED champagne wall.
Yeah.
What's that?
So typically people use that to hold like champagne glasses. So a lot of people use the champagne wall. They'll put it like at like the entrance of an event, right? So like you walk in, you grab a glass, and typically they have someone that goes add more glasses once the glasses starts like people start taking. So you walk in and grab a glass and drink. Typically that's the idea of it. That's what most people use it for.
So it's like a little icebreaker type
Yeah.
situation. Cute. So you have all of these? You actually like own all of these, or are you like renting them yourself? Like,
No,
what's the deal with this?
I
There's a
own
lot of
them.
you have a lot of things in here.
Yeah, we and then it's crazy because we have a lot of stuff that's not even uploaded to the website yet. So whatever you see on the website, that's not even everything.
Oh, really? So you have a lot more that's not even here.
And so I'm not sure when we last spoke. I'm not sure if I told you, but back in last year, it's actually about to be a year like next week. We imported a lot of stuff from China, like 240 feet containers from China full of merchandise to rent out, and we still got
40
about a
feet. I mean, I'm like 5 feet. So 40 feet is you know what I'm saying? Like me laying out a few times on the ground, probably 9 times, right? 45, so eight times. Eight of me laying on the floor is like 40 feet worth, and then you had two of those.
yeah.
So
So
that's sick.
right
Oh my God,
now,
so
right,
cute.
and we
You
still
guys
have
got to
about
see this. Oh, I'm not. Let me make sure I'm showing you guys. My bad. My bad, Instagram. I don't mean to leave you guys out. Let me try to show you guys as well what I'm showing. But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
we still have about a quarter of that shipment that's probably not even open yet.
Oh, snap. So you bought all this stuff and you haven't even
Yeah,
opened it yet. Like
a
that's how
lot of
much
stuff is still not open yet. Yeah.
that's how much you have. Now, where do you store all of this stuff? Like how does that work? Do you keep it at your venue?
No, um so before I got the shipment, I was like all over the place. Like I actually started with like a storage unit. I started with like a storage unit. Then after that, when I got the event space, I started using the basement of the event space. But like realistically, that's not really ideal when you're like growing the business.
Yeah.
Like when everything is like not in one place, because you
Hmm.
might have you might need something in one place, and then the next stuff is in the other place. So it's not really ideal for like my delivery drivers, but even if I'm doing like the delivery or something. So
So
when
you
I
wait,
got
you rented a storage unit? Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
like something like extra space or like Cube Smart or like iStorage.
Oh, so
Um
like the little portable pods and stuff.
I rented that, and then
And how much did that cost? Like, what was that expense? Like, if somebody out there is trying to start this kind of business, I kind of just want to give them an idea of what that would cost.
so initially my first storage unit cost me about $400 a month.
Okay,
And then
okay,
at
that's not
one
bad.
point when I kept building, I needed two, so it became like $800 a month.
Okay,
But like the thing with the storage unit, like with running a rental company, you gotta maintain the props. So like it's very hard to work out of a storage unit because it's only built really for storage.
yeah,
So like we're in New York, so when it gets cold, when we get winter, I mean you're from Rhode Island,
yes,
the
sir.
the north, so you already know when it gets really cold. The winter is really tough to work outside, especially like if you gotta like clean something or paint something or touch something up. It's really tough.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to figure something out, and like rent in New York is really expensive when it comes to like commercial rent. So when I actually got the shipment that came in, I had no choice but to get a warehouse. So I actually have a warehouse now where like I keep all my props, everything's in one place. I have warehouse staff now that comes in 3 times a week. That comes like prep for the weekend. That comes like clean up the stuff, like wipe them down, wrap them up with the plastic wraps, and get them ready to go out for the next time they get booked.
And how much is it for the actual um the wait, how many square feet is the rental space?
Um,
Is the warehouse? The
My
warehouse.
my warehouse is about 3,500 or 4,000 square feet.
Okay. That's a pretty good size.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is that now? How does that compare to the storage unit? Like, how much bigger is it?
It's definitely way bigger than the storage unit. It costs a little bit way more, but I mean at the end of the day, it's worth it based on like the inventory I have and the business that comes in. I pay close to $3,000 a month for my
Okay, so
warehouse.
you went from 400 a month to $3,000 a month. So that means business is booming.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I wish I could like get something cheaper, but like if you're trying to grow, once you're trying to grow the business, it's gonna cost you. The overhead becomes more money
Yeah, for
to
sure.
maintain the stuff that you're bringing. Because, like I always tell people, I like the rental company more than the event space business because I feel like with the event space business, you're capped. So like event spaces, they're mostly busy. They mainly busy on like the weekends, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
Okay.
like so hypothetically speaking, if you're renting your space for $1,500 Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yep.
realistically, some days are more. Saturdays are more than Friday and Sunday. But let's just say 1,500. You're capped at $1,400 for the weekend.
Got it.
As to oppose where
But
like
that's
if you're
that's per day, right?
that's
So
per day. So if you
Friday,
did like a
Saturday,
weekend,
Sunday.
yeah,
Yep.
if you booked for like Friday, Saturday, Sunday at your event space, say you're renting at 1,500, which is probably average. Um,
Yeah, that's
you're capped at
about $4,500 you make a week, right?
yeah. So
4,500 a week, and you're saying that's a cap. Like, you want to be able to make more than that if you need to.
because like there's times where you may get events on the weekdays, but it's not likely. You kind of
It's
gotta like
not
it's
consistent.
not consistent. Like
Yeah.
you here and there you might have someone do a pop up shop. Here and there you might have someone do like a paint and sip. Here and there you might have someone that want to have a baby shower because the weekdays are actually cheaper than the
Yep.
weekends, but it's not consistent as the weekends.
So now, since we were talking about the price of the storage unit and the price of the new warehouse, what's the rental price for a commercial space that holds, I think you said 140 people in Brooklyn, New York? Like, what does that cost?
Almost 4,000.
Wait, what?
Almost 4,000
Almost
in Brooklyn.
4,000.
In Brooklyn.
So it's more than your storage
Yeah,
unit. So it's $4,000. The space is it comparable to square feet?
it's about 2,000 square feet.
2,000 square feet.
But
So
you
it's
see that?
smaller. It's no. It's bigger. It's bigger than the storage unit, than the warehouse.
No, it's smaller.
Smaller. Okay.
It's smaller,
Because yeah, you said
but
3,000. You said 3,000 on the warehouse.
but because it's in Brooklyn, Brooklyn is considered New York
Yeah,
City.
yeah. No doubt, no doubt. Nah, Brooklyn is
Yeah.
popping.
So,
So
my
hold on. So you're making 4,000. You paying $4,000 a month in rent to have a venue space, which you did not tell them yet, but you have a liquor license at this venue, which is amazing. And then you can make that in 1 week. 1 week, and yeah, 1 week. A Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'll make the 4,000, and then
correct.
everything on top is profit. So you'll have.
No, so my overhead at the event space is really it's my light bill. I have a light bill. I have security. I have security and I have cleaning.
Okay. Okay.
So those are my overheads, which is not like too much of like like when I charge clients that price that I pay for security and cleaning that's in that price
Oh,
that
it's
they
all
charge.
included.
It's all
Okay. Nice,
included.
nice, nice, nice.
Like I make security mandatory no matter what event it is.
Yep.
So it could be a baby shower, it could be a first birthday, it could be a wedding reception.
Yep.
Security is mandatory
Nice.
because at the end of the day, security is kind of like they kind of help me automate the whole where like when the event's over, they make sure like the client kind of like put their trash out,
Yep.
fold their tables, stack their chairs, and they lock up for me. So that way, I'm not rushing there to lock up or do anything in that sort.
That makes sense.
And then the next day, everything's out the way for cleaning. Cleaning come in the next morning, clean, 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 and then after that, we're already ready for the next event.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So okay, so that's the venue
Yeah.
business where you're paying your 3,000 a month, you have your overhead with your security, your cleaning person, and then you have the prop for hire, which is where you have two containers that came from China over 40 feet, well, 40 feet each, 40 feet long each.
Yeah.
And that's in a warehouse that has, I think, 3,000 square feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And where's the warehouse in comparison to Brooklyn? Like, is it in Brooklyn as well, or is it somewhere
No,
else?
we're in Long Island. My warehouse is in Long Island for a park.
How
So
far is
typically,
that from Brooklyn? I'm not from New York.
um, I want to say about 25, 30 minutes.
Hmm.
We're not too deep out
That's not
in
bad.
Long Island. We're not too deep out in Long Island. During rush hour, it'll probably take like 45, 50 minutes, maybe an hour. But like the reason why, like I know some people might be wondering like why like the event space is more than the warehouse. Typically, if I was to get my warehouse in Brooklyn, I'd probably be paying double, probably paying like $6,000.
Yeah,
You guys
it's an
think?
expensive. It's
So
expensive out there. Yeah, for sure.
this is why like I chose Floral Park. 'Cause Floral Park is not like I said, I'm not in the outskirts of Long Island. Like I'm like Queens is like maybe like 20, 30, like
Got
15
you.
minutes
Got you.
away. You get what I'm saying? It's like down the
No,
block.
no, no, for sure. I mean, at the end
Yeah.
of the day, right? You're saving money, right? Instead of paying $6,000 for the warehouse, you're paying 3,000 a month, right? You're
Yeah.
saving money. It's a little bit of a commute, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, when you're actually have your props for hire and your with your event space, does that go together? Like when people book your event space, are they also getting your props to hire to get like? Is there like a package for that?
So what I normally do when people book my hall, the event space, I kind of like I offer them a package if they like, if they want to get rentals. 9 times out of 10, they're doing like a baby shower or something. I give them like a 30% off
Oh,
rentals, and I'll do like free delivery.
oh, that's nice.
So like
Okay,
whatever the delivery fees excluded, and I'll give them like a 30% off just so we can kind of like bulk it up for them. So
that's
they get
dope.
the yeah.
That's dope. So something that could potentially be a $5,000 a weekend now becomes more
Yeah,
money because you have the props for hire.
yeah.
So that's
So
good.
that's why when I started the rental business, and then that's what made me open an event space because it works hand in hand.
Oh, because you're able to scale too. So like if there's 5 parties happening, right? Now you can be at 5 parties in one night versus just the venue has only one party
Yes.
that you can host,
So now like
right?
I could cater to
Gotcha.
the events at the event space, and I could cater to events that's going all over that book. So
Gotcha.
the prop for hire business is kind of like the more you have, the more you're capable of doing. So like I said, like the event space, say $1,500 a night on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you kept that 4,500. Rentals, you could have a 10K weekend with rentals, event like with the props, as long as you have the inventory.
Now I just did a quick calculation for people out there in case they're wondering. When we're talking about $4,500 a week with an event space, when you multiply it times 52 weeks, that's $234,000 that you can make in revenue a year or maybe more, right? Based on the pricing that you have set up for your venue. So that's almost $250,000 of a business that you can bring in for revenue. So if somebody's contemplating having an event space, and you want to make that kind of that kind of money, obviously there's overhead, there's things you have to pay for, right? The rent, the light, insurance, whatever else you have to pay for, the staff. So I'm sure a chunk of that gets taken out. Would you say it's like 50% overhead? Do you know what your percentages are, your margins,
I don't know what
your
my
profit margin?
percentages are exactly, but I wouldn't. I think it's a little bit more than.
And that's if you're booked every single
That's
weekend,
if
right?
you book every
Yeah,
single
yeah,
weekend.
like,
We do have slow seasons, but this is why,
of
like,
course.
like I'm very, very familiar with the business. I've been doing this for 4 years
Okay,
now.
that's
So I know when like slow season is approaching now. Like I already been through it, been there, done that. So now when slow season's approaching, like which is typically around like October, November, December,
mm-hmm.
when it starts getting cold out, that's when like business start getting a little slow. So I start running a lot of promotions. I start running like I do specials. Like
Okay,
I'll say like I'll give you the event space with a backdrop and a throne chair.
got you.
Like if when you book the hall, you'll get the backdrop with a throne chair. These are your options of throne chairs. These are options of backdrops, and you'll get it for let's say $1,300. You get what I'm
And it's
saying?
not a big deal because again,
I already own it.
you already
Yeah,
own all of these
I already
props.
own it. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like you're giving them something, but like really it's not costing you
yeah.
anything to do it, right? So that's beautiful. All right, so that's good for people to know. Now tell me about the prop business. Like, how many parties are you able to do at once? Like, how does that work?
Oh man, the profit hire business. This is what stresses me out
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
it gets out of hand sometimes. Like I feel like the most events we had in a weekend, we probably had 15 events in a weekend, in one weekend.
What?
it gets
That's
really crazy.
hectic.
It gets really crazy.
50 events. So how does that work with staffing? Like, are you running around to these 15 events? Like,
Nine
how is
times out
this?
of ten, when it's 15 events, 9 times out of ten, I'm out there getting my hands dirty with the rest of my guys, and because I have anxiety when it's busy like that. So I'm
You want to
getting
make
my
sure
hands dirty.
everything's
I'm making sure everything's good because the way I look at it, it's somebody's big day, and like we're late. We've had instances in where we were late, and client wasn't very happy, but stuff happens, and we try our best to make it,
hmm
to make it right. But like 15 events in one weekend, yeah, it gets really hectic. Like sometimes I have to bring on not sometimes, but like those times I have to bring on other drivers because I have two vehicles. I have
Okay.
two work vans. Sometimes I need to bring in like a third one or maybe a fourth one just so the timing could be
So now,
like,
can we talk about those work vans?
let's
Did,
go.
did you buy them cash? Did you finance them? Did you get them under your personal? Did you do them under your business?
Um so my work van, my very, very first work van that I no longer have, I bought it cash. It was like a regular like,
Yeah, yeah.
startup van. Then I actually got me a Sprinter. I financed it and then I paid it off in about 6 months.
Okay.
And I own it. And then the other one I bought cash.
Nice. Okay. So
Yeah.
you still have yet to leverage business credit.
Um,
Have
I've done so. I've used what do they call I use like Divvy. I've used Divvy. I have American Express Platinum
hmm
business card. But like I didn't like when I first started getting into like the credit like side of it, like I didn't have all the knowledge of like business credit and like the things I could do with credit and stuff like that. I didn't have the knowledge of it. So like
No, I get
a lot of things like for example like my prop for hire business, a lot of things that I got like I paid like cash. Like
it.
paid cash.
Gotcha. Got
Like repairs at my hall, cash. Renovating the hall, cash. Everything was cash. And then like when I tell people this, they go like, "Yo, you didn't have to use your cash to do all of this."
Dude, you could have been getting free trips to here and there, free vacations if you would have run it on the platinum, you know what I'm saying? Getting the points, being able to travel, just being able to do all those things because you're spending it anyways, right? So why not get the perks that go
Exactly.
with it?
Exactly.
Um, and also people don't realize also that with the business credit it doesn't affect your person, well, it's not that it doesn't affect your personal, it doesn't report on your personal. So
Yeah.
if you have like a higher utilization on a business credit, it's not going to have the same effect as if it was on your personal, right? So it just allows you to do different things. And I know like when people are looking like for the best interest rate and things like that, right, for when they finance a vehicle or whatever, those are the things you kind of want to be able to set up, have that business credit in the background, so that when you need it, you're able to implement it. So I'm sure you're gonna be doing a lot of that moving
Yeah,
forward to
I
keep
am. I
scaling.
am.
And yeah,
But people a lot of people that ask me questions about the business, they want to get in. They tell me they want to get into it, but some people say they don't have the cash to get into it. So, I'm learning more and more, especially being in the 1%. A lot of y'all do credit, man, and I'm trying to pick up when you guys are talking about it in chat. I'm over here like scrolling, trying to catch
we
up.
was going
So I
crazy today. We
Yeah,
were
I
going
was.
crazy
I'm
on the
over
credit
here
talk
like
today. Yeah, yeah.
I caught on a little late, so I'm over here like scrolling, trying to catch the top of it.
So
But
the reason we were going crazy over credit today is because one of my coaching students got approved for 2 cards, and I wanted to make sure that like it was being maximized and she was getting the most that she could out of it. So she ended up getting a $7,000 credit card and a $7,100 credit card, which to me is a huge win. That's like over $14,000. Plus, she also took my advice, and one of her credit cards was $800, and I had her increase it, and she got it up to 2,000. So those are all things that make a difference. And the reason why, if somebody doesn't understand, is because her average credit card limit was in the 4,000s, and that's, you want to be like in the 10 plus, right? You want to be in like over 10,000 or like, 15, 20, 30, things like that. If you want to start being able to do like power moves, like not only through your personal, but also leverage it for your business. So I'm working her up. And the crazy part about it and why it's so exciting for me, for her to get, those increases is her utilization like went from 54%, right?
Mhm.
Instantly it went to 38.6 just by getting those increase in that card. Like her
Went
utilization
down.
dropped.
Okay,
Yeah,
because the
about
limits
20.
now she has more available credit, so now her usage kind of
Exactly.
realistically drops. Got you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're going to be paying down the credit too. So there's a couple more plays for her to do. But at the end of the day, the crazy part is she just started on Tuesday. So
Oh
she hasn't
wow.
even been doing it for 3 days and she's already showing improving and doing what she got to do. And this is just the beginning. Like, there's more to this. But I was so excited about it. So, like, I hit up the group and I was like, yo, should she do multiple products from the same bank? Is it one pull? And they were like, yep, the banks that you got her approved for, it's one pull, which means you can apply for all the credit cards, you can apply for the lines of credits, you can apply for the loans, you can apply for those are pretty much the products. You can apply for all of those and they're not going to ding your credit every single time. It's just one pull. So that was super good to know. So I was like, yo, go back, grab all of the cards that you can from them, all the loans that you can, and be able to, girl, it's in the chat. You're in the 1%. We're in we talked about that. Come on now. Asking what bank was, is in the chat. You're in the group. Like, check the WhatsApp. But yeah, so basically, I'll tell you guys, it's DCU and Navy Federal. I'm not gonna be gatekeeping. It's DCU and Navy Federal. Um, those are the two banks that I recommended that she goes to, and they recommended like another bank that I should send her to, and they also told me to go for all the products. So one of the plays that people want to do if they have a utilization issue is you want to get a consolidate. They said get a consolidation loan, like a credit consolidation loan, or just a personal loan, and then take that and pay down the cards. And so when you do that, she's a trip. That's Jasmine. All right, so when you do that, because she's distracting me, when you do that, then it allows your utilization to go down because what's showing on your loans doesn't appear on your utilization. It's separate. So
But my I got a question.
yeah,
So wouldn't it be best to take out like a business loan to consolidate your personal debt? Because that, say you take out a 20,000 loan, just hypothetically speaking, doesn't that report to your personal credit that you have a loan out for this amount? So wouldn't it be best to take out a business loan to cover your personal expenses so that way it's not really reporting to your personal credit?
yeah,
Just thinking.
yeah, for sure. So the she is going to get to that point where we're doing the business, but right now we're working on the personal before we get into the business because I want it to be optimized as much as possible before we introduce the business side of things because you want to be in your best position through the personal in order to get the best results through the
For the
business.
business.
Does that make
Got you.
sense?
Got you.
I think you did.
So but
So
I didn't know you like you into like you do credit and stuff
hold
too.
on, I gotta charge up my phone because this phone's gonna die on y'all. And if
Okay.
you don't want it to die, then give me a second.
Got you.
Facebook, you ain't seeing nothing. Facebook is unbothered. They still see me on the screen like nothing is happening. Oh, you lying. Pero I had a charger right here. Yes, babe. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Okay. My bad. I didn't even notice. All right. So I already had a charger. That was beautiful. All right. Yeah. So what? Wait. What was your question? Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
So Jasmine put it in the chat because she also does credit. So she says she has to build her credit profile first so she can get high limits. I'll show you guys really quickly. Let me let me let me open up my school account. Hold on. Presentation, right? We go here. Where's the screen share? Oh, here we go. I gotta click screen share. That's the wrong one, that's the wrong one, my G. All right, thank you. All right, click screen share. Boom. Okay, so those of you on Instagram, I gotta turn the camera so you guys can see. All right, so those of you on Instagram, and matter of fact, All right. So those of you on Instagram, I have a school community. Okay. And in the school community, I have a little section called credit. And I'm going to show you guys real quick about this credit thing. So this is really important. So there's different tiers of credit, of available credit. So based upon how much credit you have available, there's different tiers that the credit bureaus judge you on, or different companies. So if you have,
Blue, I'm gonna grab my charger really quick.
yeah, if you have under $2,500, you're considered below average. So a lot of people sometimes want to fix their credit and they don't realize that they might have like a bunch of $100, credit cards, or like, $500 credit cards. Like those aren't the best things to have. Even when you're starting, there's like other ways for you to go about that. So this right here shows you that that's considered below average. Average is 2.5 to 15,000. So the average person has up to $15,000 worth of credit. To go to good is between 15,000 and 50,000. So that's a better place to be. And then excellent, which is where I'm at, is over 50,000. So you want to have at least $50,000 of credit available in your personal. And so that's what we're working on for her. Let's see. I don't want to show her information, but let me pull up the data. Right. Okay, beautiful. So for her, when we're talking about the credit limits, she was at 35. And now she's at 49. So just like that. And she just went to 49,100. So she's $900 away from going to excellent with her available credit. So that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the utilization. So once she gets the personal loan, pays down the utilization, now the score goes up even higher. We get it under 30. We can get it to 10, ideally, right? We were talking about that in the chat too, that it shouldn't be 0 or 1% like people think it is if you're going to Chase. So we were talking about the updated data points on that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So once those things are aligned, then definitely we can
Start seeking like the business.
focus on the business. And then this is a credit profile for those of you on Instagram. Let me show you guys. This is the credit profile. So Tara, if you want to come on, Tara, I could throw you on. We just got to throw your camera on, okay? But if you want to listen, you just have to go to Instagram or Facebook. All right, so this is the credit profile. This is the ideal credit profile. So if somebody wants to know how they should have their credit profile set up, it's not always about the credit score, but the credit profile. You want to have 100% payment history. You want to have 0% credit utilization, 0 derogatory marks. You want the age of your credit to be at least 5 years to 9 months. You want to have a total of 17 accounts and no more than 2 inquiries. So we're working on having her profile be there. So those are the important things, of the limits, the profiles, and then obviously there's like negative things, whatever. Like I'm not going to get into everything because I am not the credit expert. I simply advise people on, I give them advice based on their credit and their financial situation so that they can get into real estate investing, bringing them into the best position to win.
That was gonna be my next question.
See, you gotta join us, by the way.
But you answered it.
No. But ask it anyways.
No, because I was gonna ask you, like, yo, I know you. I didn't know you were like in the credit field, like the credit side. I know you do real estate and stuff like that, but I wanted to get more of an idea, like, yo, what exactly you do in real estate as well, because I have an uncle that's like that's in Boston, Massachusetts, and I actually put him on to you, like, yo, you should follow her. Oh, he hit you up?
Yeah,
okay.
We already had a conversation, but go ahead.
I
appreciate that. That was really nice of you.
I was like, yo, she's really serious about what she do. She got some good stuff, and like, yo, I think it's a good, connection to make. And then I sent him your page and stuff. So he didn't tell me he reached out, but that's good that he reached out, man.
Yeah, he was on it. It was a really good conversation. He's on his stuff. I really enjoyed meeting him, for sure.
That's good. That's good.
So what was your question? But what was your question?
No, because I was gonna ask you. I didn't know you were like Like I didn't know you do credit and stuff, but you answered and said that you're not like the credit expert, but you kind of like advise your clients on like what they need to know about like fixing their credit as far as like what they need, the credentials that they need to proceed with.
Yeah. And so I don't do credit repair. Like I'm not a credit
Yeah.
repair company. I just provide what's up, Frederick? You definitely should join us too. I just provide consultation. I meet with my students. I try to determine like based on their risk factor. Like not everybody's willing to like and not everybody has high risk, like high risk tolerance. Like everybody doesn't want to like gamble the whole house away. Like some
Yeah.
people are way more conservative, right? So I try to determine like that what their skill set is. Are they good with their hands? Do they know a lot of people? Are they good at talking to people? Do they like making phone calls? Like, do they prefer to be on the computer? Like, all of those different things, like understanding their skill sets as well. And then understanding their goal, their dreams. Like, what is it that they want to accomplish? And then how do we get them there based on their financial situation and their businesses, how they're set up. So, and their assets. So a lot of people that I speak to already have like, they own a property or they might own 2 or 3 properties, but they don't know how to take it to the next level, or they don't know how to leverage their credit in order to really put themselves in position to get into business credit and then leverage that right into real estate. And so those are the things that I try to help my students with, based on their situation, whether they have good credit, bad credit, in between credit, whatever. We look at the whole scope and really try to give them for them to follow.
Okay.
Plug in
So,
this. And if y'all want to join us, I see we got my other real estate folks in here. I am not the only one. There's a lot of us in the group. So if anybody wants to jump in, by all means, invite yourself to the chat. And if you did already, type it in the chat so that I know, because I don't know that it's gonna pop up and tell me. Did you see the Kendrick video? That's all I need to know.
I didn't hear you.
Did you see the Kendrick video?
I seen clips
Come
of it.
on, dude.
I don't like the song, so.
Oh my God, you're one of those.
It's not a good song. It's not.
Come on, yeah, yo, if y'all with Kendrick, throw the what should we throw up for Kendrick? what emojis should we throw up for Kendrick?
It's not a good song. It has like the beat is a little catchy, but
You know
it's not.
what? I think we're gonna have to end the conversation right here. I appreciate you coming on tonight. Let me bring up Frederick. Now you can stay. I'm just messing with you. But I think Frederick just hit me up with the invite. I added him. I'm not sure if he's coming on.
Okay.
But yeah. Music is really my thing. So like.
Me too.
Yeah, but I don't know about that.
I have one.
You can't